Good morning from the centre of Newcastle. This is the Copthorne Hotel next to me. You can see the railway bridge, just beyond it the Tyne Bridge. In the far distance the Millennium Bridge, and there's the swing bridge just there in the forefront. So, we're fishing on the Tyne. Got black lug on that rod. I'll put the other out with, I'm not sure what I'm doing with the other one, but anyway, we've just gone out. See if we get anything. I'll come back to you when something happens. So I just had a bite, well, a knock more than a bite. Nothing came back. Took my rod out and the bottom hook had been stripped. That was on black lug. So I put a crab bait on the rod, the far of the two rods, which I'm fishing at about 70 yards, 60-70 yards. And the other rod I'm fishing about 100 yards. And I've got the black lug on that with nothing else. So see what happens. Yeah, I suspect that was a crab, and the hopefully having a crab bait on the bottom will stop it taking again. And we've just had a chat with the ubiquitous Japanese, Chinese, I'm not sure, Korean tourists who are asking me what's in here, and then I start telling them cod, salmon, flatfish, trout, sea trout, and they're slightly confused because we're, excuse me, just wait for the train to pass. They're slightly confused because we're 13-14 miles from the sea, and I'm explaining to them that the cod come all the way up here. And no, I'm not fishing for catfish, even though they thought with these size rods that's what I would be doing. Tide's coming in. It's not really pulling in. Tides aren't very big at the moment, so let's see if it comes alive. It hasn't done yet. As I say, one knock, which I think was a crab. And that's been it. I've been building some rigs. Got to do something. That's why I've got the bells on, so I can be aware of what's happening whilst I'm building. Midway clearing up a mess from what I just thrown in my box the other week, the weekend, and the bell on the near side rod, the one that's just the black lug, that's just gone ting-a-ling. There's a couple of knocks, again could be a crab. See what happens next. If it's been joined by these three. I've actually just had a kingfisher swim past just along the edge down here. That was a surprise. I've not seen that before on the big river. We get them on the little rivers that come off it, but not actually on the Tyne itself. So that was nice to see. Anyway, morning swans. So that bite turned into a crab. I didn't even manage to land it. It dropped off just as I was reading it in. So, crabs 1, Phil 0. See what comes next. It's lovely fishing down at the Copthorne. It's such a wonderful place. Bridges, the river, it is lovely here. And you can fish at low tide because unless it's a very, very big tide, it doesn't go fully out here, so you can still fish it comfortably without getting all mud everywhere. Well, just had another bite, which I suspect was yet another crab. I've just had a very beautiful lady walk past me, who I'm pretty sure was Alex Greenwood from the England ladies team. Could be wrong. I'm not an expert at spotting sports stars and stuff, but yeah, I think it was. So that was an interesting experience whilst fishing. It's one of those things you get when you're in the centre of a city fishing, rather than the usual on some rocky crag at the edge of the sea. It was nice. I hope it was her. It's nice to be able to tell my daughters. So as the river's pulling in, I'm getting a lot of indication, which I think is the flotsam on the river, the general crap that has made its way in. Most of it trees and branches, to be fair, but odd bits of bright orange plastic. I don't know if that's that might be a rescue ring there. So yeah, just need to sit on my hands a little bit more. Well, apart from bumping into an England footballer and a couple of crabs, nothing yet. Been here an hour, got at least another hour, and that includes the 2 hours before high tide. So, well, most of those 2 hours. I won't actually be here all the way till high tide, but close. Start getting some movement on this near side rod. Bring it in and check the bait. Well, that's the end of the baits on that rod. Completely cleared, so I think we've had crabs. So the tide's coming in quite fast. Pulling in now. I'm hopeful if we're going to catch something, it'll be in the next few minutes. Now there's some movement in this. I'm only here for another 45 minutes and I've got jobs to do. I mean, for those who watch my videos regularly, you'll realise that that is a long session. That'll be 2.5 hours. Huge. But just those 2 crabs so far, and neither of them landed, so nothing, strictly speaking. So that wasn't working, and the tide's coming in, so I'll come a mile upstream to the business park. They're the staiths. Historic place where we used to ship all the coal out of the northeast from. There were a few of these around, but this was the biggest one. So we're just upstream from the metro centre, a mile and a half upstream from the metro centre, a mile out of the centre of Newcastle. And that's the entrance to the River Thames, opposite there. Just there. Which takes you to Team Valley, which is a well-known business park. So, beautiful spot just here. It's really quite nice. It's say business park, modern art, and just next to the river. So, I'm not here for long because I really am at the end of my session. But I just wanted to see if we could get something. Stuck the baits out 100 plus yards because it is really shallow at first here. It's shallow before. It takes ages for the tide to come in, let's put it that way. So I've gassed it out as far as I can. I'm just moving it this way so that I can get out of the wind. Well, no indications as yet. Nothing at all. I have, however, posted another video up, which is the one from Batley's Pond yesterday, which was amazing. So if you're looking for something to watch, have a look at that. Oh, there we go. Bites, just said nothing. You're gonna come again? Seems to have gone. Might have been a crab pulling at the bait. It was a hell of a tug, mind you. Well, I brought it in and we had an awesome flatty. About half a pound. Nice fish. Some weight to it when I dragged it in. So shallow out there though. But I'll get this one back and possibly be tackling up now. But thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the fishing. And I'll come back in a few seconds to do a proper goodbye. So what I was saying was, that one back in. I hope you're enjoying the session. I've got to go now. So please like and subscribe, as always. I'd be grateful for any comments. At least we caught a fish, yay! Oh man, I feel so much better having caught one. I was wondering what was going on. And catching the bite on camera was an extra bonus, so yeah, fab. As I said, hopefully you got a chance to watch the Batley session that I put on. It was a great course session, some lovely fish. An hour and 50 minutes, but it was just fish to fish, bouncing all the time. So yeah, please have a look and like that one as well. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate your time, and I do appreciate all your comments. If I see you on the bank, I look forward to chatting.